spacey. I've been lost inside a daydream. These hopes of mine could really break me or catch me by surprise. Faces, sun-kissed skin inside a basement. LA kids just trying to make it before the next sunrise. So who's that knocking at your door? Feels like we've been here before. 'Cause I've been set back, broke down, and I'm not wearing out.
Hello, all you beautiful souls. Tonight, as promised, we're going to be doing a refresh class on the Vogel crystalline wand. And congratulations if you got the Vogel necklace today. Many of you were interested, and I hope to have another one coming soon. I collect Vogels myself, and I love to work with their energy. When I first started exploring with crystals, this was one of the tools that I used most often every day. So there is a simple method to the madness. The wider end is the feminine end. This is where you gather energy. The narrower end is the masculine end, and this is where you're releasing energy out. You can also laser beam energy to another person or an object. You can send energy through the masculine end. And what the Vogel acts like is a vortex. It was created by Marcel Vogel, who coined the crystalline wands, and it is an amplifier of the bioenergetic field. And these fields are actually controlled by your breath. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at my Vogel collection, and we can go ahead and talk about these. So here are a few that I pulled from my collection, and this is a really cool one. You can tell I haven't worked with it in a while because it's dusty. So the different sides to the Vogels have different meanings. So if you have a 4-sided Vogel, that's going to be for your physical body. If you have a 6-sided Vogel, that's going to be for emotional ailments. And if you have an 8-sided Vogel, that's going to be for severe emotional trauma. And if you have a 12-sided Vogel, that is for general healing. If you have a 13-sided Vogel, that is for meditation and to connect to past lives. I like how you can see the star inside this Vogel. If you have a 21-sided Vogel, that's going to be for resolving family issues. If you have a 20-sided Vogel, that's for manifestation. And of course, the 24-sided Vogel, that one is going to be for the healer, to heal others. Now, the higher the facets in a crystal, so the more facets, the higher vibration of the crystal. And I really love how you can see the rainbows just swirling inside this one. So in any treatment or modality, when you're using A vogel, it's vital to maintain discipline and control over your breath. So the indwelling breath builds and holds the charge from the crystal. The outgoing breath amplifies the charge, and the pulsed breath releases the charge. So if I'm working on releasing pain, I can go into that part of the body, and you can start to turn the crystal if you feel called. You can weave the crystal. You can just simply hold it there, and you're going to just breathe in. And you're amplifying the crystal with your breath as you're breathing in, and you're holding it. And I can feel the pain coming into this crystal. I don't even have pain right here in the arm, but I can feel it flowing from my back and meeting this crystal vogel termination point. And the outgoing breath is going to amplify the charge, and then the pulsed breath releases the charge. So you can do pulsed breaths like this. If you feel called, or you can just simply breathe in, hold, and release. And you can release the crystal back into the earth. If you have a piece of clay, you can release it into the clay. I sometimes use my molding putty clay for crystals to release into. Here is a high quality blue angel feather. You can clearly see the blue, and it does have a little rainbow inside. A really gorgeous piece. I had these a while ago, and some of you were lucky enough to purchase some, and I kept one to remember them. But when you're working with a vogel and you're releasing any obstructions or unwanted tension, you want to visualize the area of your body that's having discomfort and create the image of your body being well and free of pain. And pulse your breath. Draw your breath in again and pick another face of the crystal. So these facets are here for you to hold that breath. And it's okay if you miss one or you think you forgot a facet. Just keep working the crystal with the facets and your breath. Now, it doesn't matter how small or how large the crystal is when it comes to releasing pain from your body or emotional pain. You're simply just going to visualize your body free of pain in that area. You're going to hold, and then you're going to release that pain back into the earth. In each facet, if you're working in an area, you can breathe in, hold, release, and go to the other facet. And you can do that for the amount of facets on your vogel. If you really want to work with the crystal, this is going to help you through your meditation, using breath work with the crystal vogels as a tool to hold your space. Here's a really high quality amethyst with fingerprinting, phantoms, and rainbows. Oh my goodness, look at the fingerprints. And when I say fingerprinting, it's the fingerprinting inside the crystal. So it's not my fingerprints, it's the crystal's fingerprints. And look at those phantoms are fingerprinted phantoms. How crazy is that? And she is not for sale. But I believe I did one for sale that Deborah got a long time ago. Just wow. From tip-top phantoms to bottom. So you can do work with your Vogel daily and nightly or both, and you'll notice your simple pains are going to start to be eliminated, even your big pains. And you can also send and receive energy with the Vogel, and it will help you move forward in your crystal vision, your inner vision. So much love and light, and remember, it doesn't matter how big or how small your Vogel is. It matters with how big or small you work with it. So are you using it nightly and daily? Or are you only using it once a week? Are you getting to learn every facet of your body, of your paint? When you take the time to work with Vogels, even if it's using a Vogel for Reiki, it's as simple as that. You can use it with your clients, you can use it on yourself. There's so much to get to know that looks like a moth flying. There's just so much to learn with Vogels. Even if you just simply sit and meditate with your Vogel, you're going to be releasing pain, emotional pain, physical pain through the tips, releasing through the masculine. And if you have a hard time remembering between the feminine and masculine, what I think of is women have wider hips because we are childbearing mamas. So this is the bigger hipped end, and then the masculine tip resembles the phallic form. That is how I remember. And you always remember the feminine end is where you're gathering the energy. The release is through the male. Okay, much love and light, and thank you guys again. Tomorrow we're gonna have a very special piece for Memorial Day, I promise. And before I leave, I wanted to show you a simple practice that I do every night before I step onto my yoga mat. I take my Vogel and I go releasing everyone's energy, creating a circle, and then I reverse it, receiving my energy back to me, and then I point it right at my third eye and I spin it, and I imagine all my energy coming back to me. Everyone that's thought about me, spoken my name, I'm calling back my energy so that I can rest and sleep sound and peacefully. So that is what you can do every night before you go to bed. Call back your energy with your Vogel.